Armed police have attended a stabbing close to Oxford Circus as a man believed to be in his 20s was found with multiple wounds. According to the City of Westminster Police, officers responded to reports of a stabbing in Oxford Street at 7:19 p.m. One male, believed to be in his 20s, was found with multiple stab wounds. His condition appears to be life-threatening as he receives treatment in hospital, according to the Metropolitan Police. In a statement, the Met Police said, police were called at 7:17 p.m. on Friday, August 13, to reports of a stabbing on Oxford Street, W1. Officers attended along with London Ambulance Service. A man, believed to be aged in his 20s, was found suffering stab injuries and taken to hospital. He remains in a life-threatening condition. A crime scene remains in place and inquiries are ongoing. At this early stage of the investigation, no arrests have been made. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call police on 101 or tweet at METCC quoting CAD 6520/13 August. To remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers on 0800555111. Part of Oxford Street has been cordoned off as armed police descended on the major shopping street, close to Oxford Circus tube station. An eyewitness said, "I was there when they pulled up. 2 X5s and an ambulance car, followed by a helicopter and an ambulance. Terrible." The news comes after Sadiq Khan was accused of not having a strategy in place to deal with the epidemic of knife crime in London. The Mayor of London announced last month that Londoners will see a greater police presence across the capital this summer in a bid to tackle violent crime. Sadiq Khan said there will be more police on the streets of the capital this summer. But LBC presenter Ian Dale has slammed Mr. Khan for not appearing to have any strategy. Mr. Dale said, "I didn't really feel there was comprehension about the number of murders, the number of stabbings, the epidemic of knife crime that exists. I don't see any strategy there from the Mayor of London." Presenter Denise Headley added, "I do think Dame Cressida Dick, according to Mr. Khan, that was one of the most accountable officers. I thought that was quite an interesting idea in terms of the things she had to address, but I think the question around crime can't be looked at in a vacuum. We have to look at the causes of crime, and I know some of people don't like idea and they'll brandish the idea that the left are always looking for excuses. But the questions around austerity, government reduction in spending, local authority reductions in spending, especially in youth services, those things have a knock-on effect. It comes as London is on track to suffer the worst year for teenage killings in more than a decade if youth violence continues at the current rate, the UK's biggest police force has warned. The Metropolitan Police said that knife and gun violence could lead to the highest number of homicides among young people since 2008, when 28 young people were killed. 17 teenagers have been killed in London so far this year, even as serious violent offences declined by 22% and the overall murder rate is down over the past year, the Met said. Suspects have been charged in 13 of the 17 investigations, in which 15 of the victims were killed with a knife and more than 2/3 were black. The force added. By May of this year, 12 young people had been killed compared to 14 in the whole of 2020, while in June, 3 teenagers lost their lives in a single week as a result of knife and gun violence. 19-year-old Taylor Cox was shot in the head in Islington on June 8 and 2 days later Donardo Samuels Brooks, 17, was chased and stabbed to death in Streatham.